So this weird pain in my shoulder that I mentioned like 2 months ago. Well, I mentioned it recently, but I started the pain 2 months ago when I was talking about how the body knows things like before your brain does. Well, that's back. That came back a couple days ago, which is interesting, obviously, because I had a narcissist discovery this week as well as some others. I'm hoping that it will go away again because it's really, really aggravating. And it's just sort of this, excuse me, constant throbbing reminder of like a lot of stress that still needs to be shed. I'm winding down on the end of my 24-year relationship. I have one more day of that. And, it started out actually really positive. And for the most part, it's remained positive as long as I protect certain spaces. But this sudden panic about everything people need to know, it's like, where were you last week, right? And now we're spending the time where I'm trying to give you what you need to survive, to get through it. And I'm getting like, well, why? And why don't we do this? And why don't we do it this way? And what about if we do this? And it's like, do you want to spend the last amount of time with me arguing and questioning? Or do you want the bare minimum of information you need to survive this transition? And then you can go do whatever you want with it. I don't care. But let's not waste time. It's actually aggravating and it's disrespectful. And I would really rather spend that time talking to wonderful, kind, loving people from other parts of this relationship, because this is it is so toxic. It's so toxic. And I know I just need to get through one more day. And it just feels like I have so much to do and yet so little to do. And so I have to figure out that. But I did actually have I had another wonderful conversation today with somebody that I've known for many, many years and is such a good person and good friend, and just, again, reminded me of like who I am and how he's watched me over 20 years be really strategic and in defining the life I want, living the life I want. And he's watched me go through really hard times and gritting my teeth through a good amount of it. But it was really nice to have that conversation today and just reflect on who we've both grown up to be over the past 20 years. And I will treasure that relationship. And I hope to continue it because, like I said, he's a very good friend. And it was really nice to have a good laugh with him today as we talk about some of my adventures and again, how he could see the way I set this up and how I was very purposeful, even though it was very slow, that I set up this really great life for myself that I have now, and I'm about to get to really sink into and enjoy and get some time to reflect and think about like, what's next? What do I want to do next? What's my next adventure? Because that's where my mind wants to be. I'm still, kind of receiving and reviewing bits and pieces of information that are also very upsetting. And knowing that I have no fight left in me, despite the fact I could. But I'm trying to just let it go. I every day there's something else that's like, oh my God, like you could do something about this, but it would be messy and long and ugly, and it's just, you know what? I want the ugliness of my life behind me. I just want all the ugly, negative, dark behind me. And, if that needs to be me saying, you win, you win. I got nothing left in me. I got no fight, and it's okay. If that's what people need to hear, then fine, okay? Like the forever fighter, advocate, person who steps up for everybody, usually not myself, true to form, right? I have done the things I can to help other people as much as I possibly can, and I've got nothing left in the tank. Nothing, okay? I lost this battle, but I have not lost the war, right? Because the war is me and my life, and there's so much that's rich about it and so wonderful, and that's where I want to focus my time, right? Love, light, peace, fun, adventures, being crazy and wild and unpredictable and open to new things and challenging myself and hoping I can be wrong about the things I want to be wrong about. Like, that's where I'm going to be. That's where I'm spending my time. And I got nothing left. Nothing left for the old life. And that's okay. That's still a moment of strength when you realize that, like, when I realize that my mental and physical health and my happiness are more important sometimes than being right. Both can be true. Both can be true. One of my favorite sayings that people hear me say all the time, right? It's that duality. It's like, I can be right, and I also don't need to do anything about it other than just take care of myself, because I'm a good person and I deserve to be happy. And I know there's a lot of uncertainty in my life, and things I haven't figured out, but I've never been like so okay with that. And this is coming from somebody with massive anxiety. The one thing I have not experienced in the past couple weeks is anxiety. And that's remarkable, considering I've assumed my whole life this would be the most anxious situation ever. And so I have to take notice of that, and I know I just keep talking in all these like weird puzzles, but really what I'm saying is that, like, sometimes it's okay to just like walk away from the fight and just be happy with what you have and happy with where you're going, and know that most of it was good, really good. And the bad, they were, both sides contribute to that. That's never a simple thing. I'm not perfect, but neither is anyone else. And so I wouldn't change anything about my neurodivergent self. It is what it is. There's a lot of strength in it. I personally feel like I'm too old to like medically treat it, because I have learned and built an entire life around it and didn't even know I had it until 10 years ago. So it's like, at this point, I'm okay with it. That may not be, I'm not a medical expert. Other people do what you got to do with it. But for me personally, I am who I am. And all I can see for me is that I'll continue to grow, and that's a good thing. Like, I'll continue becoming more and more open, more and more curious, more and more adventurous. And like, that's a great place to be. That's a great, people my age usually have like lost their adaptability and flexibility. Clearly in the dating world, they've lost, the Gen X boys have lost it all. And I'm still going and growing, and like, I have so much left to do, and so much just love to give, and so much light and happiness ahead of me. So I am trying to get through a week that's really testing my patience at a time when I want to say the things out loud, but I'm not going to. I am going to continue with grace, and I'm going to continue focusing on the positives and celebrating the amazing people that have been with me on this of my longest journeys. And I'm sure there'll still be more narcissist crap I got to sort out, and there's more dating coming. There'll be more fun things to talk about after today and tomorrow, because I got another big adventure ready to roll, and that is what I'll be focused on come tomorrow. But this stupid pain, I'm so annoyed that it came back. But on to healing.